everybody. Good morning here on After Sunrise. I'm doing my morning. I unhook all of my stuff so I can actually sit back because otherwise it's on the back of my dress and I can't. What did you do? Can you share with the class?
I'm cranking my neck to look at Maddie.
I have been up for 4 hours. Okay, and I'm just now realizing something as I'm sitting down and I'm looking at my socks, not realizing that
You're wearing Santa socks.
Would you think they were Pepsi Cola socks?
No,
That's hilarious.
Look at, I'm literally wearing Christmas socks on this April 22nd.
You just grab whatever?
I thought they were my Dodger socks.
That's hilarious.
And I mean, this is what happens when you get dressed in the dark. And
100%.
Usually I'm making fun of you for
my fashion
your
faux pas.
mismatch. Yeah, your fashion faux pas.
That is
all
so
right.
funny.
Ho, ho, ho.
There you go.
My kids will do that because they can't, their sock situation is just abysmal.
I cannot believe I did this. I cannot believe I'm just now realizing that I'm wearing.
Yeah, you don't look at your socks a lot.
I don't. I was just like, oh.
That is pretty
well,
funny,
because I
though.
think what it was is I wanted to wear my Dodger socks today, just because, it's baseball season.
Those are blue.
And so I went, I was like, oh, there they are, right there. And then just put them on really quick.
That's funny. Yeah, Wyatt will wear these huge, just the coat, the slipper socks that you can wear around the house.
Yeah.
They're probably more common for women, but anyway.
And
they'll wear those because that's the only 2 socks that they can find in their drawer. And then they'll have these cozy Christmas slipper socks, but they'll be rolled down and scrunched up. They're such ragamuffins. So are you, apparently.
Apparently,
Get them some socks for Christmas.
I swear, we do. I don't know what happens.
They're boys.
It's ridiculous.
I swear.
They probably have holes in them within a month.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And they'll wear them like that. How does that not drive you nuts?
I feel like I need to put an air tag on all my socks. It is amazing. Well, I don't know what, and I know this is a problem.
Sounds a little uncomfortable, actually.
Yeah, I know this is a problem that everyone has. It is amazing to me how many times I lose socks.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like, I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to lose these socks.
Keep these socks.
And they, I will make sure, I'm when I'm doing my laundry, I will literally find, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to just oh, here's the socks. I'm going to go, okay, here's sock 1, here's the pair, okay? Okay, walk it out. I'm very, very, it disappears. They always disappear.
That is bizarre. I mean, I at least have other people to blame it on in my household. Usually I'll see Eli. Eli was wearing one of my socks yesterday. I was like, hey, that's my sock. I was looking for that.
Get your own.
Those are my good running socks,
But he was wearing just
one? Just one. The other one was his. Like I said, they never match. And they usually have holes in them. And it's a mess.
Socks. There we go.
All right. That's our first topic this morning. You're welcome.
Okay, so let's talk about dogs.
Okay.
So
from socks to dogs.
From socks to dogs.
You may have a dog
As
named
I
Socks.
mentioned so many times, I have no clue what we're going to talk about. I just weigh in.
Okay. All right, so if you're looking for a reason to get a new pet, it turns out pets are great matchmakers.
Yes.
Aww,
Okay.
that's cute.
Yeah. So
okay,
let's
just look at this video.
This is not surprising. Once again, we've got. Actually, I love this file video, this stock footage. This is not really going to surprise anyone here, I don't think. So, nearly half of pet owners say their dog has helped them land a date, and many admit they're more likely to swipe right on dating profiles if there is a pet in the profile.
Oh, so cute.
Also, love for animals is a deal breaker for a lot of people.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So 70% of pet parents say it is a red flag if their potential partner does not treat their pets like family. I'm actually surprised it's not higher than that.
Well, but people do come from different cultures.
I was just going to say that.
There's definitely a cultural
There's a cultural
aspect
difference on how animals are perceived.
That is true.
Some
100%.
cultures, a dog is just, pet.
Or a part of, does a job for you. Keeps things safe on your land or your farm or takes care of, rodents and stuff like that. Something like that.
The other thing, there's always dog people and cat people. That's also something that people consider.
Yeah.
And the type of dog you have. There's always are you a big dog person or a small dog person?
And I feel like that, to me, says a lot. But then again, like my husband actually, I think about it, is not really like a big dog person at all.
So
he just didn't grow up with pets, so it wasn't a thing for him.
So it's so funny because I've had this conversation recently. I'm not a dog person either. I love my dog. I love my dogs and everything, but like overall, I'm not like, oh my, like every dog that passes by, I'm not like, oh my gosh, look at that puppy.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I love dogs.
Can you say that again?
No, look at the puppy. By the way, we want to talk about. We all have voices for like animals and pets
and babies.
Stuff. And babies, you know, that like it was like it's like you do.
No,
it is.
You don't have a pet voice?
Maybe.
Stop it.
Yes, I've heard your pet voice. It's very high.
What?
Yes. When you talk,
I'm trying to think how I talk to my
Say
dog.
hi to London.
Yeah, when you talk to London, do you say when you go?
I'm not doing this.
When you go to London, do
Like
you go
when I get home?
Yeah, what do you say?
Do you say
Come
London?
on, reenact it for us.
Don't. I'm blushing because I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. It's what you're
I mean, I know it's not like, hey, London.
Hey, London.
No.
How's your day?
I don't know.
London, it's time for dinner. You don't say that.
Do it.
Well, and everybody has nicknames for dogs.
What's her nickname?
Okay. When I walk in, it's like, hey, Lundy, what's going on? Hi, Mama.
Yeah, see, I feel like that's a very normal. No, but I feel like it's a very
Boogie, Boogie.
No, that's a very normal. No, that's a very normal way to talk to animals. I feel like and babies.
And now I'm like 8 shades of red. Like I have a 15-year-old Schnauzer and a 13-year-old.
You're just admitting that you're normal.
Yes.
I mean, that's like what it is because
Yeah.
we all have. I cannot. If you were someone who looks at your dog and you talk to your pet like you do a person,
Like it's a human.
I have questions.
But you don't think about it a lot of times.
That's
but
what
now
I'm
that Maddie
saying.
put me on the spot, yeah, I think when I walk in the door, I do.
I think my
Boogie.
voice.
And
I
it's
think
not Brooklyn, like her name's Brooklyn, but Boogie, 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 Busy Day.
Oh yeah.
How embarrassed
I'm
you
right.
are.
You're right though.
funny.
You don't think about it until
No.
it's
You
just
don't.
something natural.
Yeah.
when you walk
It's
in the door.
natural.
just
It
do
is
it.
natural.
Like you wouldn't. I don't know. I feel like when you talk to babies, same thing. Like
Right.
you don't talk to them like, how was your day?
Yes.
It's a whole other baby voice.
Hi,
Excuse
Funky.
me. Would you like some food?
Are you hungry?
Do you want to play with your toys? You know, like it's a. Did someone want to play with your toys? You know, like, I mean, that's what you do. I think it comes across as like when we see something that is just pure innocence.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like we gotta look this up at some point. I'm
What?
sure there is a science behind like
Why we talk to pets and babies.
Yes, like when we know that like oh you think logically like you are not innocent. Like I'm gonna start.
If you walked in the morning, I was like, hi, who's a good boy?
Hi, Maddie. Good morning.
If you did that,
Can
I
you
would.
imagine what our pets think of us, though? Like, really?
Oh, my
Grow up,
goodness,
man.
yeah.
I'm not a baby. I'm 15
You know
years
what's
old.
funny though? We say all this and like, oh, it's matchmakers and this makes a difference. My husband does not have a dog voice
I totally can see
a
Justin.
pet voice, or I don't even think he has a baby voice. Like, I mean, he really doesn't. Like, he's very
He's just like
cut and dry.
Cut and dry.
I mean, and he is.
He is.
So it's not necessarily
funny.
surprising.
He only does like.
Someone's gonna balance you out.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny though.
But it is. I mean, I get it. I'm just a little surprised that it's not higher than 70% because I like dogs, but I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker either. I don't know. It's just it is one of the first things though. I think
Especially because these are people, 70% of pet parents. So
Pet
people
parents,
who
yeah, already
identify
have,
themselves as pet parents say it's a red flag.
But-
I am surprised that isn't higher.
going out on dates, it's one of the first things to come up.
I don't think it was.
Are you a dog person or are you a cat person?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
don't
what
know
kind of dog
about
person are you? What kind of cat person are you?
I
You know?
mean, I haven't dated in a very long time, but I don't know if that was. I don't know
think
if
it
that's
was.
a topic of discussion at a date.
I don't think it
Do you
was
have a
one for
dog?
me.
But
Do you have a
I'm
dog?
I also feel like
You
well,
don't?
it's something like do you have a dog? It's more like are you a dog person or a cat person?
I could see that. 'Cause
Maybe-
that's more like theoretical. I feel like there are different. It's so funny because our executive producer, Nathan, is a cat person.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know
One
why
sec.
that surprises
I gotta
me
get
about
my
him.
phone because I got a message on this topic. I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Coming. Let's see.
Okay, let's see what he's got.
This is from a source.
A source.
Yeah.
We'll call her Natalie.
No, I call her ChatGPT from Adam Espinoza, our director. Why we use high-pitched voices with pets. Number one, instinctive baby talk mode.
Okay.
The way people talk to to pets is really similar to how we talk to babies. High pitch, exaggerated emotion, and drawn out words. It's called infant-directed speech.
Okay.
Grabs attention, sounds friendly and non-threatening, communicates emotional intent clearly. Pets respond better to it. Studies show that dogs, in particular, respond more positively to high-pitched, happy tones. They associate it with praise, fun, or attention, especially if that tone has been reinforced during training or play.
Okay.
Well, there you
Very
go.
interesting.
I wish we had a, you know what I wish we had? I wish we had a camera in the booth because we get so
we
much
said
help
that. I know.
from our director, Adam, and nobody knows what he looks like.
I know. Adam is
He's
like
a mystery.
He's a mystery man.
He is.
he's the fourth chair that we like.
I know.
He's
But he sits in there. It would be great if we had a camera and a microphone for him.
We don't have one in there.
No,
do we,
see,
Adam?
here's the thing. He's saying
he moves
no.
the
See,
camera.
the
He's
camera
shaking
saying
his head.
He's a
absolutely
robotic
no.
head.
Yes, he's saying no.
like
Adam, would you
it.
like to be on TV?
I think that was his answer there.
That's a stronger no right there. I feel like we're playing with like a magic 8-ball right now, you know.
That's funny.
So there you go.
Okay, well, very interesting.
Boogie, I'll be home later.
Do you leave the TV on so she can watch you in the morning?
No, I don't do that. But we do leave a TV on if we go places. We leave the pet channel on.
What do they like to watch, your dogs?
They like to watch, well, imagine this, Critter Cam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not my Critter Cam, but another Critter
Oh,
Cam.
Got
I
it.
was gonna say,
They
was
watch
that
other
beast?
animals.
Yep.
My cousin's
Actually,
dog
they don't
watches.
watch, my dogs
no.
do not watch TV.
They don't watch TV?
No. When we're gone, they're sleeping or
Right.
on the sitting room
And
couch
you can
looking
see
out the
this
window.
because you
waiting for
have
us.
a camera.
Yeah.
Right.
A mini.
Okay.
Yeah.
Many cameras inside.
Many
your home.
cameras.
Yeah. Don't break into my house.
Yeah, I was
'cause
going to
will
say,
catch
be
you.
careful if you're at Kevin's house. That's so funny. My cousin's dog
You know what he'll
watches
say?
Grey's Anatomy.
If you break into his house, you know what he'll say? What are you doing in there? Oh, what are you doing? You need to get out.
I always say to my dog, I say, who's a good girl? Not you. You're not. But you're pretty.
Wagging her tail, you know.
You're not a good girl,
It's
no.
exactly what ChatGPT said.
You know what though?
You're
But see,
confusing
the
her.
thing is you can talk to them and be really mad, but as long as you're using that pitch, you're fine.
I know.
You could be like,
Well,
oh, you're such a good girl.
It's just a reflex that I say, who's a good girl? And then I always catch myself and realize she is not a good
You're
girl.
not a
In
good
fact,
girl.
in fact, she is a not. She's a naughty girl.
What makes her naughty?
In my backyard is a landmine. Like there are
Oh, she
such
likes to dig.
giant holes. She chases gophers all around our
okay.
yard, and like, I mean, she will disappear. She's a large animal,
Yeah.
and she will disappear in these holes. They're so big, and not on top of that, anything she can get her jaws on, she will chew and eat. She's eaten a box of fire starters before.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it smelled really great when she threw that up in the living room.
Ew.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, like literally anything she can get her mouth on. It can be
See-
made of metal. It does not matter.
It doesn't matter. I've been very lucky with my 3 dogs that they've been fairly easy. I only have 2 now, but one's 15 and one's 13. And I've really never, well, I'll tell you a funny story. When I first got London 15 years ago, I had an apartment. And she had anxiety from me going to work. I came home from work one day, had her in a cage, one of the metal cages where they have the plastic bottoms. Well, it was malfunctioned. And she, trying to get out, pushed that tray out.
Oh wow.
My apartment had Berber carpet, which is a real
Yeah.
tight. I came in went upstairs, went around, and that Berber carpet looked like a poodle had died in her cage. She had dug up the entire carpet, and then I was like, "Oh my gosh!" She was fairly new. You know, I'm a new dog owner. I'm like, "What have you done?" First off, I didn't tell my apartment that I had a dog, so so I'm freaking out. And then I went down. I was like, "Oh no!" And when I went down to see what was going on, my pants split. So not only am I dealing with my dog that has just tore up my entire
And now you have
carpet
a
in my
ripped
bedroom,
suit.
now I have a ripped crotch in my suit,
Oh no.
and then I'm freaking out trying to figure out how am I going to tell the
What
apartments.
did you do with it?
I'm dumb and young. I had a closet downstairs, and I thought I can repair this. I'll cut a piece from the back closet.
You did not. You did not.
It's
Wait, keep going.
It's flight.
I want to hear what you did.
So I cut out the carpet, and then I tried to put the carpet from the back of the closet in that area. Well, let me just tell you, don't ever try to repair Berber carpet on carpets.
no.
Didn't work. So then,
Oh, this is hilarious.
so then I.
Oh my gosh.
I get ready to buy my new house. I have to get out of my apartment, and I'm thinking thousands of dollars. And I'm
Wait,
not,
really quick. I'm sorry, because I want to know how long you had to sit on this. How long was it from that moment of the carpet being torn up to the time that you had to move?
Luckily, it was only like 6 to 8 months.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad. I thought it was gonna be like a couple of years or something. You've been like sitting on that for so long.
But I had been in there a few years,
right?
Which was to my advantage. So, again, I fibbed a little bit when I went to check out. I said, I don't know what happened to the carpet upstairs.
I don't know what happened.
I was freaking out. I was just getting a new house. I had no money. And I'm like, I had a friend stay there, and they spilled something, and they thought they could cut it out. And
Stop it!
Thinking that
now it sounds like a murder scene. Like this is sounding really, really suspicious.
So they're like, okay.
You hear like the Dateline voice be like,
seriously.
The carpet was cut.
Right? This is like 15 years ago. So then, anyway, I moved out of the apartment. I'm waiting for the massive bill. I actually got $600 back. Because I'd lived there so long, I'd lived there 3 years. So after 3 years, they, by law or whatever, how rental,
policy or whatever,
they have to tear all the carpets out, put new carpets in the house anyway.
Oh,
so
nice!
That saved me. I didn't get charged
that
carpet fee, and actually I got some cleaning deposit back.
Gosh.
I was like, "Are you sure you can keep it all?" I mean,
seriously. At this point, you're just glad that you didn't get that huge bill.
So what'd you do with the $600 since you were preparing to spend a couple
She went to
thousand?
obedience school.
Oh my!
Yeah, so I freaked out.
I don't know what happened. That's such a.
Here's
You sound like my children. Like that is
just
the
don't know
lamest
what
excuse in the
happened.
world.
I just saw dollar signs in my
No.
head.
No,
You don't know.
you were
you know what happened.
You were panicking though. That's
I
what
was
it was.
panicking.
You were panicking.
I had a friend stay over, and they didn't tell me the truth. I don't know. I can't remember the full story, but
Oh
I did
my
not say
gosh.
my dog dug it up.
I don't know what happened.
I know. So,
Well, so we have a lot of mounted
yes,
things in
I
our
fibbed.
house. Okay. Well,
Admit it.
you remind me of my children because I have some of my father's mounted things, like fish, in our guest room. And one day I discovered that one of them had some new decoration on it. Someone took red marker to this mounted fish of my dad's. It's still there. I cannot get it off. He added red polka dots to the fish.
It's a trout now, okay?
And colored in the gill. Like red scribble on colored in the gill.
See, I give them credit. They were just brightening it up a little bit.
I was like,
when did this
one
happen?
of you did this. Maybe a year ago. And I
Has
was
your
like,
dad seen it?
luckily he's not very attentive to detail because he stays in that room every time he comes.
I also
but
feel
I
like-
confronted them.
I was gonna say your kids are old enough; they should not be doing this.
100%.
And
I get it, like if it's like a
100%.
3-year-old or something. I get that, but
Nobody confessed?
No one confessed.
Well,
and
you know
I
what?
knew which one it was. It was my youngest. I
See,
mean, clearly it was
Clearly,
Wyatt.
yeah.
And he was like, he had just turned 7 at the time. I'm like, we know it was you. Like, you are the one who colored on the bathroom counters. Like, we know it was you. And he lied. Like, he straight up, first he does the, and then and then as I kept insisting, and I'm like also trying not to laugh because it's kind of funny. And then also funny that he's straight up, clearly I know it was you. The dog didn't do it. Like, it is you. And then he starts to cry, saying it wasn't him. Like,
So you know
oh
it's
my
him.
gosh, this is ridiculous. Like, it is clearly you. I still don't think he's admitted it to this day.
See, it's
that
a
is-
different time, though, because let me just tell you, you've seen The Christmas Story?
Yes.
Okay, so that I wasn't born that far
Ralphie?
back. Ralphie. I was kind of like a little Ralphie. But, you probably got
kinda look like Ralphie.
I've been told that. Nobody's seen, you look at my young pictures, I do look like Ralphie.
I just love that we're talking about Christmas. See, I got my Christmas
Christmas
socks on,
appropriate.
so it's
I say
appropriate.
that because
Okay, sorry.
if your kids were the age when I was a young kid, you would have gotten the truth out of them. Because the things that you could do back in my younger
Soap in the
year-
mouth?
Yeah, because I remember as a
My
kid.
mom did that to us.
My parents were out of town. We went with my aunt and uncle and me and my brother, and we didn't have cell phones or anything back then. So my brother had taken the battery out of the garage door opener. You'll hear. So because we needed to go home after the baseball game, my brother didn't want to go home. He wanted to go to my aunt and my grandparents' house to play and stuff like that. So my brother took the battery out of the garage door opener so we couldn't get in the house. So then we had to drive all the way to my aunt and uncle's, my grandparents, hang out for the night. My parents come home. Again, remind you, in these days, there was no cell phone. You couldn't
Right.
call up aunt and uncle. My parents are freaking out. It's 9 o'clock. Where are the kids? So my parents had to drive all the way from our house to my aunt and uncle's. There we were. I remember driving home. My mom and dad are saying, looked at what's wrong with the garage door. There's no battery. who took the battery out of the garage door opener? Da, da, da. And of course, I'm like, I didn't do it. My brother's like, I didn't do it. And I'm like, I didn't do it. I'm like, I'm in the back seat. You had to have done it. And he goes, and my mom and dad said, well, you guys better decide because when we get home, you're going to eat soap until whoever confesses.
No!
Yeah. Well, guess
Did you
what?
get it too?
Yes, because nobody was confessing.
Oh no!
Who's the weakest link? Me, because I was tired of soap in the mouth. I confessed.
You just confessed?
I
and
confessed.
your brother just...
Yep.
Oh my gosh, just let you take the rap for that?
He let me get the rap for it. It's the story we tell him today. I got a whooping. I got the Board of Education. Because back in the early days, again, my dad had the Board of Education. It was a piece of panel.
Board of Education?
That's what he called it. It was in the closet, and it was a piece of paneling about that long. It was about like that. And it wasn't like my parents beat us. Hardly ever got it. All my dad had said, that's it, Board of Education. No. You know what I mean? But I got the Board of Education for lying that day.
I can't believe that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I hope you still hold that over his head.
Oh, we're at a family reunion thing about 3 years ago, and he's like, hey, remember that garage door opener incident? Yeah, that was me.
Oh my gosh, did your parents feel so bad?
They were like, we kind of figured it was, but you guys had to work it out.
Poor innocent Kevin.
You know what's so funny is
the stories you get after sunrise?
So, it's so funny because I was telling you about how, I think it was yesterday, how we're digitizing all of our home videos and stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Which we got to do.
Yeah.
We got to do. But, so on Easter, this is actually a conversation that we had on Easter because we were talking about it with the family and my brother, and I think this is
I'm gonna find Ralphie.
I think this is the youngest child is always the victim, right?
Your brother. Your brother's the youngest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, my brother's the youngest. And so I was the one who always got in trouble. My brother.
You?
Oh, yeah. And I was, for things that I didn't do.
Uh-huh.
And so I was, and it is literally a topic of conversation all the time, that I was always punished and
for things he did?
things that he did.
That's how I was.
Okay, well, guess what?
You got back on him?
Because I digitized all these videos.
Oh.
Guess what we found?
What?
Him looking over and going.
Oh.
But while he's pretending to cry?
Pretending, yes.
The crazy thing is, I kind of could see Alex doing that.
Oh, no. I was the one who was, because I was always, you want to know what happened? Is I grew up and I was always punished for the things, I was actually a very happy kid. I was a very happy kid.
What happened.
And my brother traumatized me.
Is that Ralphie?
Oh my gosh, it's so Ralphie. Oh my god, it's wild.
There's Ralphie.
Hold on, Adam's gonna try and get a shot.
So if you've ever seen The Christmas Story, you be the
Kevin
judge.
Charette. Look at that. That is so wild.
You'll shoot your eye out.
Right. You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot your eye out. I liked they did a remake of that one, actually. It was pretty cute.
But
that's hilarious. So you could see him crying, pretending to cry, and then laughing.
Oh yeah. And there was one time where he threw a toy at me. Mind you, my brother is 5 years younger than I am. He threw a toy at me and it landed right on my big toe and it bled. Big toe. And you know how, we've all had it. It hurts.
Oh yeah.
When you get that blood, it hurts so bad. And I was crying and crying and crying because it hurt so bad. I was in so much pain.
And your brother wasn't a big kid growing up either.
No. Oh, and he was at this time. He was probably I'm not even joking. He was probably 3.
Oh.
So I was 8, 7. I was probably 8 or 9, and it hurt so bad. I remember talking to my parents and be like, he threw a toy at me, and my brother, and he admits this now, by the way. He admits this now. But my brother at the time was like, "How could I do that?
Stop it!"
And my parents bullied him. And so it was this little Harry Potter toy that he just picked up and threw. And he wasn't aiming for my toe. That's where it landed, right? And it just hit the right way and everything.
That is so funny.
But we saw my brother who is this quiet. We saw attitude on video. We saw this fiery. There's again video, my favorite. And this is now that we were watching this has gone through the family just constantly. It's me over, in the play area. We were up in the redwoods, and I go up to my brother, trying to be like a good older brother, and I go to hug him. What does he do? He's just standing there. I go up to hug him, and he goes, and just starts crying. And you see me like standing there going like, he was trying to give you a hug, and he's like, he pushed me.
What a stinker! Oh my
goodness! And then you know what you hear? My mom has apologized. Because you hear in the video going, Alex, be nice to your brother. And I'm like, I was just trying to hug him.
I don't see him as being the dramatic one.
My brother,
Andrew?
yes, knowing him, that's what I'm saying. And that is why everyone is shocked by all of the video that we're now seeing.
Wasn't different though? I was so different as a child versus now. Like, personality, like 180.
Oh, yeah. So that is the story. And he does admit, my brother doesn't deny it. And he goes, oh, yeah, I totally did that. And I was like,
so
you're just now telling us this?
funny.
He's like, oh, I didn't know it was going to come up.
See, I was very well behaved. I was always so well behaved.
I
I had a middle brother though. Like, he was the middle child. Like, if anyone was gonna start trouble, obviously it's him.
Did you take pride in the fact that you were like
the good one?
The good one?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
What happened when you got in trouble in school?
I cried.
Did you have to change your color? Or
only one time did I have to change my color, and I remember it to this day, and I remember the teacher and the classroom, everything, the circumstances, and I cried. I hated getting in trouble. I was terrified of getting in trouble, and I cried.
But when you guys were in school, getting in trouble.
There was no Board of Education.
Kevin
says there
I had the Board of Education in elementary school.
I had to change my color in, I'm not joking, I think it was like 3rd or 4th grade, I had to change my color. And what happened is like, if you had to change your color, you had to stand up, you had to change your color, and then you had to go
I think
down.
it's funny, we went from getting a spanking in the
to having
principal's
to change your
office
color.
when I was a young kid to changing your color.
Hey, it worked for me.
Oh, it worked for me. So this is not a joke. This is not a joke. I was mortified. And here's the other reason why. So my dad was a teacher
Oh, yeah.
at the school. And so in the back of my head, it was like, I've disappointed him. Like, I've made him look bad. Because he's a teacher, right?
Yeah, I
like
can see that point of it, yes.
And so I remember getting up, my teacher was like, okay, you need to change your color. Because I can't remember what it was. Like, she said something like, no one in the classroom can talk. And I had a question about something, and I didn't raise my hand. And so I was just sitting there, and I was like, what about this? And she was like,
Alex.
I told you
Alexander.
that,
Alexander.
and she was like, go change your color. And so I was just like,
oh yeah.
and the other thing is like, I wasn't trying to be like mean or anything. Like, it wasn't like me trying to like, oh, watch this, like test the waters. It was like, I had a question. I just forgot that we couldn't talk. And so I didn't raise my hand. Anyways, I was shaking as I was walking up.
Oh,
and
I feel that.
And I changed my color, and I was just like, and then my teacher, I remember, she looked at me, she was like, okay, you know what? It's okay. You can go ahead and change it back.
She let you change it back?
I changed it back. And I was mortified. I didn't go to recess the next recess. I was like, is there a way that I could just sit here and just like...
Can you imagine if...
I do. I was that
No,
same
I'm
way.
saying, could you imagine if you were back in my time?
No, I can't because...
And my spanking was for lying to the teacher.
Oh, did you pull the fire alarm?
Well, no. Every month they picked a student to do the fire alarm test. And so if you were a outstanding student, you got to pull it. And I lied to the principal saying, yeah, I got my perfect outstanding of the week. And he's like, well, perfect, Kevin, you can do it this week. And then I did it. And then the teacher was like, why did Kevin do that? He has not had a good week. And so...
You haven't even had a good week?
I didn't have a good week. And I really didn't have a good week after...
What did you get in trouble for? Like on a general basis, like
talking too much.
Yeah.
There's many stories with Kevin talking too much.
Kevin,
remember the closet story?
Yes.
Kevin,
we don't have time.
I got locked in a book closet.
My favorite.
Kevin, I'm waiting for your book to come
You
out.
need to write a book. You really should, Kevin. Between like those stories and like your
jobs,
jobs,
that I've worked
you've
at
had incredible jobs. You know what I got in trouble for?
I wouldn't say incredible jobs. I just worked.
Really?
I had many jobs
Unique.
to get me through life.
Let's see. An announcer at a racetrack, working on an Alaskan fishing boat?
No, kind of like the Coast Guard.
There you go.
I've worked at Circuit City. I've worked at Walmart. I've worked at
questionable
McDonald's.
photos.
Jeez. Let's not
We're not gonna end the show like
We're
this.
not gonna say.
It's
wild.
What did you get in trouble for?
Circuit City.
Letting someone copy off of me because I was trying to like make the popular kids like me. I'm like, sure,
you can copy.
Oh, you
my
don't know how to do that? Here's how I did it.
Oh, all right.
So many more stories to come.
Anyway,
Yes.
all right, that was fun. Thanks for joining us for After Sunrise. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.